Hey, welcome to Geometry A with Mrs. Matheson. I'm going to go ahead and be doing your notes videos for you. So let's go ahead and start off with Unit 1 and our Notes 1, which is on points, lines, and planes. Our learning targets or our lesson objectives today is I can identify and name points, lines, and planes in geometrical drawings. But first we need to learn some definitions about points, lines, and planes. A point, the description, it says a location with neither a shape nor a size, and it is named by a capital letter. So if we look in our example, we have something like point A, and we have point B. These are just capital letters representing a point. A line is going to be made up of points with no thickness or width, and there's exactly one line through any 2 points. So when we're doing a line, we name it by using 2 points with a line above. And actually we name it 2 different ways, and the second way would be with a lowercase script letter, and script is thinking like cursive. So a lowercase script letter. So let's look at our examples. Oh, don't forget to pause the video if you need more time to write. So here's a line. It has arrows on it, and we have 2 points. Maybe we have point P and we have point Q. And so using 2 points with a line above them, P, Q. Now, line has those arrows on the end to represent that it's going on forever. Or we can use that lowercase script letter. So a cursive letter and L, and that will just be given to you. You wouldn't make something up like that. All right. Okay, let's talk about a plane. A plane is a flat surface made up of points that extend indefinitely in all directions. There's exactly one plane through any points, 3 points, not on the same line. So very important, they're not on the same line and that there are 3 of them. So that's how we name our plane. We name it using 3 points, not on the same line. And just like a line can be named 2 different ways, a plane can also be named 2 ways. And the other way would be with a capital script letter. So again, that would be a cursive letter. So let's look at our examples. A plane, a lot of times we see planes drawn out as rectangles. And we're going to have 3 points. So we have B, we might have D, and then our third point needs to not even be on the same line as those 2, and C. So we would call this plane B, C, D. Now notice there are not commas between those 3 letters. So planes, don't put commas between them. Or maybe it's by a capital script letter such as K. And again, you'll be given that. You won't have to come up with that letter. Okay, some more definitions we have to get to. Collinear. Collinear is 2 or more points that lie on the same line. Same, not some line. On the same line. And the big word here that helps you keep that in mind is it says line in it. So coplanar is going to be 2 or more points or lines or a combination of them that lie on the same plane. So here, the word plane isn't in coplanar, but it's very close. We have plan, which is close enough. An intersection happens when geometric figures have 2 or more points in common. So an intersection is formed when geometric figures, and a geometric figure would be something like a point line, a plane have two or more points in common. All right, so let's actually talk about intersections, and let's talk specifically about when you see two lines that intersect. Well, here's a picture. We have two lines there that are intersecting, and what are they creating? They're creating a point. We also could have two planes that intersect. And if you look at the two planes intersecting, you actually see here that they're going to come together at that line. They're going to form a line. Keep that in mind. There's going to be a problem later that I'm going to ask you to do that's going to have a drawing just like this one. All right, let's talk a little bit more about those planes, lines, and points. It says name a geometric term that is modeled by each object. So if we look at number three is actually a picture of a kitchen floor. So think about a floor. It's going to extend on indefinitely, so that's going to be a plane. All right. Then number four, we're talking about a push pin. Now you can think about a push pin, and we're going to actually talk specifically about this end point on the push pin. And I actually said we're going to be using this as a point. And then lastly, number five. Number five is a cell phone tower. And think about that. It's got the general shape. It doesn't extend on indefinitely, but it has the shape of a line. It's a line. So those are just some real life examples that we can come up with that represent those for us. All right, let's go to the back side. Here now we're actually going to use a picture and we're going to discuss some of these things. Number 6 says name a line containing point K. Well, here we see point K. And now think about the definition for a line. It says it's made up of points with no thickness or width. And more so, we want to think about what is it named by. It says using 2 points. Okay, so I just need 2 points. Well, I'm going to choose 2 points. I'm going to choose JK, and it has a line above it. What's another way? Well, there are more points on the line. Or the second way, remember, is using a lowercase script letter. Come up with another way that we can talk about and share in class tomorrow. Then number 7 says name a plane containing the points L. Well, here's our point L. What's another way? Okay, naming a plane. Naming a plane says using 3 points not on the same line. Well, if I have L and I choose J, I can't choose K because they're on the same line, and there's only one other point. So I'm going to pick M. So we have plane J, L, M. Again, notice those 3 points, there's no commas between them. Come up with another way. So you can come up with a different order to write those letters in. You can use K, or remember that the other way to name a plane is by a capital script letter. Okay, next diagram. Name 3 collinear points. Well, in this picture, there are only 3 points that are on one line. Collinear, remember, line. And that's going to be this line right here. We see we have A, B, and D. Now, we want to put commas between those 3 points because we're talking about them as individual points. Number 9, are the points A, B, C, and D coplanar? Well, we know A, B, and C, or A, B, and D are all on the same line. Definition for coplanar, 2 or more points and or lines that lie on the same plane. Well, those 2 are, and C is going to be over here. Well, A and C are on the same line, and B and C are on the same line. And we know A and B are both on the same line as D. So yes, those 3 points are coplanar. It doesn't form a plane that we see that's in the picture, but we're going to know that it's there. 10, identify the planes in this picture. Well, one that we just had would be A, B, and C, because those are not in the same line. There's one other really obvious plane there that I want you guys to find for us. Then I want you to finish 11, find those intersections for our next class, and then problems 12, 13, and 14 ask you to draw some diagrams. Give those a try for class. We will be going through those, but I want you to try them out anyways. We'll see you guys then. Don't forget to take your Schoology quiz.